Next order of business, chat. Next order of business. And this person who tagged me was very adamant about this, okay? This seemed pretty angry, okay? Be sure to credit me. All right? He said, be sure to credit me. I'm crediting you. I'm crediting you right now, my friend. So Allentown Standards, follow him on Twitter. I'm crediting you. So this is apparently King James, LeBron James, and Steve Nash talking about the San Antonio Spurs. And I'm always here for it, okay? I'm always here to listen to what anyone has to say about my Spurs because I am conceited like that. Should I speed it up a little bit? We'll speed it up to 1.25.
Mission. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're already something.
No, I mean, listen, I've been in finals where I felt like the opponent was just more worthy. You know, I mean, my first time going to the finals in 2007, you mentioned the Spurs.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
More worthy.
when you play the Spurs, not only are you trying to defeat the Hall of Fame players, you're also trying to defeat the Hall of Fame coach. You know?
Can I stop you there? Like, was Pop a spy in the military? Like, I'm serious.
for sure.
He spoke Russian.
Yeah.
He came from the Air Force Academy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think he was on his way to be an
Yeah, for
agent
sure. He for
for
sure
the
was.
United States government.
Yeah, he
and you're
for sure
trying to
was.
win a basketball game against him.
Yeah, for sure.
I always felt like there was a little bit of a disadvantage or a hill we were trying to climb just with Pop
yeah,
himself.
for sure. You can send.
Everyone always like downplays Pop, right? Like Pop haters, that is. But there's some big ones in mainstream media. But they always just try to downplay the man, bro. He genuinely was incredible. Like, probably one of my favorite Pop moments is when we went against James Harden, and he literally had every single player on the team physically show their hands to the refs to show that they are not, biting. And it worked. It worked. I'd never seen it. It looked ugly. But that's how much James Harden was taking advantage of the rules, right? So I don't know. He does so many small things that is just huge. And obviously they're talking about, some deeper strategies that he had against them. But man, Pop's the man, bro.
Sense it like, okay, I have to guard Tony, Manu, Timmy, and then you see, okay, maybe they may be a little tired this quarter, maybe, and then you look to the sideline and you got Pop over there, and he's like on the floor as well, but standing on the sideline.
Right.
So when it comes to like who blinks, and
Well, I think before you get to the blink, they never beat themselves.
No. Never.
Yes, dude. Oh my God. If anything, that's what I miss, bro. That's what I miss. I miss that. I missed it. And it's because we're young, so it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, this team sucks or Pop lost a stepper. It's none of that. It's just that the team is young, right? But God, I miss it. I miss when we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot. I miss when we didn't lose games. I miss that we actually had to genuinely be beat. It was so rare. It's so rare for the Spurs to beat themselves that I could literally think up certain games where we beat ourselves. Like, it was that rare that happened. Like, I think even games, I even think of games where we beat ourselves, but then we still won. Right? Like, I think of Manu Ginobili against the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs. It was with the Young Warriors. And it was the Manu Ginobili 3-point shot to win it. I think we were in double overtime. And he hit that game-winning shot, 3-pointer, which was beautiful, right? But he was shooting himself in the foot, right? Like, he was making some key mistakes during the stretch, taking some really ill-advised shots. And Pop told him, hey, just stay out of the way of this next play because you're screwing up too much. And then he ended up hitting the game winner. It's like, even times where we would shoot ourselves in the foot, we had the right mentality and the right maturity to be able to come back from it. Man, God, I miss it. We'll get back there, but
Your point prior, their habits.
Yeah.
They were resolute about their habits. So
can we watch the clip of the Manu? Okay, I'll just see what I can do here, okay? We can't watch the clip, but I can slow it down. Dang, chill. No, I'm gonna slow it down. Manu game winner versus Warriors. All right, we can slow it down. My My camera just blinked. All right, give me a second.
Leonard will inbound.
Okay. All right. So this is the play. Manu literally out the way of the play. They're worried about everybody else. Basically double team Tony here. Down 27-26. They're not expecting a 3-point shot. Leonard passes to Manu. He hits it. Crowd goes crazy. I remember this because I was still living in my parents' house. And I remember waking my dad up he's not even a Spurs fan, but I remember waking him up because I was going crazy when we went into double overtime. I was like, this game is insane. You have to watch it. And I woke him up to watch it. I was at that game. I lost my voice. That is so cool. The best Spurs game I've been to was in Memphis, and it was in the playoffs, and it was when Manu had that brace on his right arm, and he hit that half-court shot before halftime. That was really cool. But yeah, that's all I can show. Anything else, you just got to kind of do it with images, you know, because they will get you. They will get you. There you go. That's all I can do. All right, where were we? Here we go.
They never beat themselves, and that is exhausting for the other team.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, when you come into a series, you know, versus a Gregg Popovich team, versus a Bill Belichick football team, you know we have to beat them.
Right.
They're not going to beat themselves. You know that. So you're already mentally drained before you even get into it. It's like you start to put more pressure on yourself saying, we got to play perfect basketball,
Right.
which is impossible.
Right.
But you put that extra pressure on you because you know they're not going to beat themselves. So that's where we talk about the blinking game. Yeah. It starts right then and there.
That's a great point.
You know, it starts right then and there saying, okay, how can we make the greatest team?
Unironically, the San Antonio Spurs was LeBron's biggest challenge in his career. And he beat them once. And he lost to them twice. That was the biggest challenge of his career. I know people will say Warriors, which I got that. But Warriors were capable of beating themselves, obviously, right? He got them pretty flustered. They were capable of beating themselves. But the Spurs, nah. Warriors were extraordinarily talented, but the Spurs, you just can't. You can't mess up with them.
Team or the greatest players at this moment.
Yeah, Steve couldn't beat the Spurs, yeah.
Because this is what the finals is all about. It's the two teams that's endured adversity, have withstand, you know, the long marathon of a season, and now have put themselves in a position where the sprint happened and they're still.
I think this is why I also have a hard time seeing him as a GOAT. We gave him so many problems. Look, gosh, LeBron is such a tough case, bro. I'll be honest with you. This is just going to be my personal thing on why I don't say that LeBron James is the GOAT. It's all mentality. Like, I think back on, you guys remember when J.R. Smith made that terrible mistake in the playoffs, right? It was the finals, right? That was the finals. Yeah, that was the finals. In which, like, he was just not aware of what was going on at all, right? Like, low basketball IQ moment. And you remember how upset LeBron got? And in that game, he had like 50 points. Like, LeBron was killing the Warriors, like destroying them. But this game in particular is kind of why I don't see him as the greatest of all time, because after that play, he was really upset. Then he sat away from his teammates, which I thought was a little strange, but okay. And then he just gave up in overtime. He was not engaged in overtime. Go back and watch that game. He was not there, bro. There were times where he had Steph Curry on him and he didn't take advantage of it anymore. He was aggressive all the way up to that mistake. After that, he turned off. He was like, this isn't worth it. Like, and to me, that's not GOAT status, right? Like, I can't imagine other GOATs doing that. I couldn't imagine Tim Duncan doing that. I couldn't imagine Kobe doing that, which I think LeBron's better than Kobe, just skill-wise and everything about him, right? Like, he is better than Kobe. But, like, just mentality, I can't imagine Michael Jordan doing it. Like, but he turned off. He completely gave up. He just quit. And it was like that for the rest of the series. He wasn't fully in it. Like, it was like I'm getting my stats and then, kind of sitting back. And I know that Warriors team, even if you give it 110%, you probably had like a 30% chance of winning, you know, with KD on their squad too. So I understood that. I wasn't expecting him. I was going for him. I wasn't expecting his team to win. But that moment where I saw him just shut off in overtime like that, I was just baffled. I was like, this is not. This dude ain't Jordan, man. He ain't Jordan, you know. Said Kobe over LeBron. Kobe quitting the game 6 or 7 where he wouldn't shoot. Oh, against the Suns? Well, I guess it happens. I mean, I wouldn't say Kobe's the GOAT either. I would say that Kobe has more like a stronger mentality than LeBron. But yeah, anyways. Wait, what's that? If MJ continued in the finals versus the Spurs in 99, that would be the toughest finals to watch. That would be incredible. I like that Matt Nasty mentality. I like that winning mentality. That's what makes a GOAT for me. Yeah. And LeBron, he's had that at times, but it's not consistent at all. I think the best version of LeBron was 2016, where I was like, oh yeah, in the finals where he just broke down the Warriors, like destroyed them mentally. I was like, yeah, I get it. People saying the GOAT, I get it. But there's been many times after that where I'm just okay, you're just kind of giving up. I don't even know if he was actually cramped versus the Spurs in 2014. I don't know.
Still here. How can you make them blink?
And then another thing too, I could just bring this up too. I don't mean to just harp on it because I do like LeBron. I used to really not like LeBron, but I do like LeBron. I think about how when he'll lose in the finals, or it's very obvious and apparent that his team is getting ready to lose, he would either downplay the severity of the moment, right? Like he would downplay the finals. Like I remember when we were beating him up in 2014 and they were asking him, you know, how do you feel or whatnot after a game? I think, what was it, game 1, game 3? I don't remember. But he ended up saying, he was like, well, it's just basketball. Like just downplayed it. Like it wasn't a big deal. Or another thing he'll do is he'll say that he was injured, right? Like after the series is over, all of a sudden now he has a cast on his hand or his arm or something. He does it all the time. And I don't know. It just seems a little performative.
And how can you see and know there's maybe a little small chink in the armor? Right. And once it happened, it's like a fighter, you know, in the 10th round who's been going blow for blow, and he finally sees that other fighter kind of stumbles and hit the ropes.
We've all been there.
We've all been there, and I've been on both sides.
Both sides.
I've been on both sides. I've been a fighter that hit the ropes and was staggering, and you know maybe hit the ground, standing 8 count, whatever. And I've also been the other one that's pressed the fighter into the corner.
Right.
You know, and that's just the challenge. That's just how it goes.
It's a great example or a great portal into leadership too, though, because when you're the team that's stumbling, you know, standing 8 count.
Yeah.
That.
By the way, I want to say this too about LeBron. Whenever he retires, if he decides to do a podcast of his own, well, I guess he already kind of has one, right? Is the barbershop all LeBron? I actually don't know. But if he decides to do it, I would love for him to be part of the new media, because I think LeBron actually is fair. Like that's one thing that's really cool about LeBron, though. Like as great as he is, I think he's genuinely fair when it comes to other players, right? Like I don't think he'll end up being like one of those old heads that jump on these podcasts and just like Shaq, right? And just say like this player just needs to step this player. And maybe it's his own mentality and how he approached basketball and life in general. But like, I do think that that's nice to have someone as great as he is to be able to talk about like upcoming talent and it not be like judgmental, right? Like it be pretty, even keel. Like I like that, right? I'd rather see him as a head coach, be better head coach than media, in my opinion. I think LeBron is really great at talking. Like even this small conversation is fun to listen to, right? But yeah, I do like LeBron for that, because I don't think a lot of great players you'll get that out of them.
That to me what great leadership is. It's not the talking. It's not 30 and 10. No. It's reliability in your approach, mentality, fight, and spirit. Yeah. Right? You got to be able to win when you don't have your fastball. You know, you don't have your best stuff. You got to find a way to win as a leader, and you have to try to drag your team and make them believe that we can win even if we don't have our best stuff. So it's often there's adjustments happening. Then there's standing 8 count. And then they overcome that. Now the series has changed again. Talk to me a little bit about, usually a team blinks, there's an adjustment, then there's a counter adjustment. And then at some point the adjustments stop. And it might be after those first two, and we go back to let's do what we do best. Now it's back to like who wants it more. And all those things, the spirit, the connectivity, the will. That now the game is about that. It's
Giannis, Jokic, Tatum, Curry on 22, Kawhi in 19, all far more impressive final wins than Bron in Miami. LeBron was nasty in Miami, but at that time, yeah, that was a super team and wasn't really much you could do about it. Sure, I don't know if I agree with the Tatum one. Tatum got a stacked team, but yeah, I guess they're not. It's not really a super team. But what about LeBron in 16, right? Like, I think LeBron 16 is more impressive than a bunch of those that you mentioned. Yeah, that Curry 22 is nasty. LeBron 16 chip was better than Curry's championships. Yeah, that's 16. That's like the highlight. In my opinion, that's the highlight of LeBron right there was 16. If anyone wants to give me an argument for him being the greatest, just mention 16, and I'll put my hands up for a split second, right? For a little bit, like, okay, you kind of got me. 16 was nasty. Like, when I think of Tim Duncan, right? And I'm like, why should Tim Duncan be considered the GOAT? I think of 03. Like, just putting the team on your back. Like, just destroying everybody. Anyways.
We know each other too well.
Right.
We've made the adjustments.
Yep.
You're not going back there.
Yep.
We got over that. We're not going back here. You got over that.
Right.
Now it's just back to who won.
Yeah, you almost look like you're competing versus yourself at that point.
Right?
The Mavs series was very bad for him. That was pretty ugly, yeah. In Miami, that was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically looking in the mirror like, I am competing versus myself.
I will not give up.
And I can't until it's over and done with and zeros on that clock. I am competing versus myself.
Right.
It's not even me and you anymore. It's not even about the opponent.
Right.
He knows exactly what the hell I want to do.
Right.
I know exactly what he want to do. I know the sets. I know the commands. I know the calls. I know everything. How can I not allow myself to waver too much to the left, too much to the right, too much up, too much down? How can I stay right here,
focused,
and as the leader of the team, also project that to the guys?
Yeah.
You know, that is the ultimate when it comes to those moments right there.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate.
Man, I would give anything to be in your shoes right now.
This cover's right around the corner.
Going back to the playoffs, the best.
Bron 16 is legendary, but all the other antics taint that one. I won't say it tainted because, I mean, it happened, you know? Like, I don't want to say, like, it takes away from it, but I understand what you're saying. Like, it was a lot. It's a lot of... And it's not even... I'm not even, like, a LeBron... I think at one point I was genuinely a LeBron hater, right? Because I was so upset when everybody would say, like, LeBron's better than Kobe, and Kobe had all these championships up to this point, and, like, we're talking about LeBron being better than Kobe Bryant. Like, I was really upset about it, and I became a little bit of a LeBron hater. But as I got older, I do recognize how good LeBron actually is. But at the same time, like, even with me no longer really being a LeBron hater, I completely understand that perspective, Caps, because, dude, I got so irritated with some of these antics, man. And I don't just mean, like, people like, well, he flops. Whatever, you know, flopping can be annoying, but I mean, I'll be a hypocrite if I say, like, his flopping is what makes him not the GOAT. I mean, Manu Ginobili, he flopped all the time. Let's be real. He was the biggest flopper in the league, and he's my favorite player of all time. It was just the antics as far as after games where you downplay things and you wear a cast and you would just give up in the middle of a final series because a player made a mistake. It's just too much, bro. It's just too much.
Listen, at this point in my career, like, I mean, regular season is fun, it's cool, all right, but I just only care about the playoffs.
It's a drug.
Yeah, like, the moment, you know, I'm all about the process.
Guys, what's going on with the Lakers right now? What are the Lakers versus Timberwolves? Are they 2-1? Are they up 2-1? I haven't been keeping up. I'm gonna start watching the playoffs more though. What's going on, chat?
And I will always be about the process.
Down 1-2. Okay.
And to get to this point, but the postseason, when you have an opportunity, if you have a chance to win it, and you know you have the team to have a chance, doesn't always result into winning it. But if you have a chance, and you know you have a fighting chance of walking into this ring and say, we can beat anyone. We can beat anyone. You know, we know we have to play close to perfect basketballs. You know, obviously we know that, and it takes a lot of luck in the postseason. You know, we understand that, but you know, when it comes to playoff basketball, man, it's definitely a drug for sure.
All right, that was cool. Ant is a dog right now. Ant's kind of nasty, bro. He's kind of nasty. All right. Well, that was good. All right, so it sounds like I need to watch the Lakers series. It's from what you guys are saying. Sounds like I need to watch that. All right, we're ending a segment here. Once again, shout out to Allentown for showing me this. Yeah, I wouldn't have seen it any other way. I don't think anyone else tagged me in it. Let me see. Usually it'll show up down here. Oh, there was Allentown right there. Emergency pod. Even this mentality. Remember when Kawhi got tagged in and he was like, yeah.